Iris here from Shape Your World Coaching. I hope you're having an incredible week. A very happy Halloween. El Dia de los Muertos, also, depending on where you are in the world, what specific time zone you're in. Um, it's time for this week's Hot Tip Tuesday. Yay! Something really interesting is happening for so many of us. And going forward, this is going to be a two-parter Hot Tip Tuesday this week with Halloween, with All Hallows Eve, as some call it, All Saints Days, the day after Dia de los Muertos for those who celebrate that as well. And also furthering and moving on and adding to what I mentioned in this week's Sunday sermon as well about assertiveness, about really owning and standing in our power, our authentic selves, and really being able to release a lot of the shame, things we may be carrying with us, maybe things that are attached to our soul, to our bodies, to our spirit, that we just don't need any longer and isn't serving us, isn't serving you, and where you would like to be in your life, and what you're here for, what we're each here for. We all have a mission, we all have a purpose. So this Hot Tip Tuesday again is a two-parter, and I will start with a little bit of a continuation of what was started and begun in this week's Sunday sermon. So again, it's about standing in your power, in your stance, and really owning who you are, your own authentic truth, and also really starting to learn to recognize and identify what is your energy, your power, your truth, as opposed to anyone else's in the world. So here's a couple quick things that you can do anytime you're feeling a little bit uncertain, unsure, maybe hesitant about standing in your truth, in your power. We'll start with this. Something you can do that's really fun, really easy, is you literally stand up wherever you are. If you need to go somewhere, you can be quiet and undisturbed. But you stand up. Make sure that you have both feet on the ground. You have equal footing, equal weight on both of your feet. So you're not putting more, more of your balance or more of your weight on any one foot than the other. Make sure that you can really feel it within yourself, that you are standing in an equal stance. And you have that center. And then what I encourage you to do is to, as you stand there, you can do it one foot at a time if you wish. But what you do is you just lift each foot at the toes. So you have, it's probably easier if you do this one at a time. So you lift, let's start with the left foot first, and put it up like that. So instead of standing like this, just make sure you obviously still have contact at your heel, but just lift up your toes and really feel your heels connection. And as you do that, go slowly, one by one by one, until your entire foot is connected fully and evenly on the ground beneath you, the floor. And once you've done that for the left foot, do the same for your right foot. And then once you have that connection, what I encourage you to do is to just close your eyes. And you have what you're going to do as well with your arms. Have both arms down by your sides, straight down. So, hold your hands like that, or if you kind of do that, or try not to do that. Try to hold your hands out somehow, because that helps everything to flow. For the purpose of this exercise and in general, it's nice to do. So you've got your both arms down, both feet connected, you're stood straight up. Make sure that you aren't hunching at all. If you are, straighten and pull down your shoulders. If your the bottom of your rib cage or the bottom of your spine is, like that a little bit, or like that a little bit more too much, just straighten up your spine as well. And you can feel it. You can tuck in your tailbone, and you make kind of a lifting with your pelvis. So you really straighten that line. And then close your eyes. Take at least 3 deep breaths. So I'll go with you. Your deep breaths will be like this. Okay, so 3 of those. And then start thinking about whatever it is that has been worrying you, whatever situation you would like to be feeling more confident in and with. Whatever is going on, hold those thoughts in your mind. And then as you're holding this stance, one way to call it is a power pose, because you're really bringing in, and it's a very empowering posture for your body, for all the parts that make you, your muscles, your bones. It feels good. What I want you to do as you're standing there and you're thinking about the situation, see yourself going through the situation with the most positive outcome that you can think of. And as you do that, feel and keep your hold, keep your position. As you're thinking about the situation and you're seeing yourself move through it, and get really detailed. Allow yourself to get as detailed as you can, as you'd like to. See yourself going through the situation and it turning out and ending up in the most positive outcome that you can think of. Feel what it feels like in your body as you do that. There's a lot of evidence statistically around the in loads of different fields, from sociology to therapy to psychotherapy to just loads and loads and loads of evidence. I am really happy to send some details if any of you are interested in finding out more of what I'm talking about. But there's a lot of evidence that shows and connects the links between our mind, our body, and how we feel inside. And what I've just described to you, it may sound kind of simple, but it's a really empowering and incredible and really transformational exercise to do. And I encourage you to practice it, more than once. See what it's like and notice the difference. Notice the difference, because it happens really quickly. And so just allow yourself to notice the difference and really pay attention to how you felt before in your body, in yourself, before you start the exercise compared to afterward. And give yourself an experiment if you'd like. This is up to you, but something you can do to try it and just keep noticing the differences for yourself is you do the exercise at least 3 times a week. So maybe start on a Monday, then a Wednesday, then a Friday. And do it 3 times a week, and just notice how you feel by the end of the week. And I look forward to your comments and hearing how it goes. So that's one thing that furthers on what I was talking about in this week's Sunday sermon, and really all about owning your power, owning your assertiveness, really standing in your authentic self, in your empowerment. And how does that feel when you do that? What difference does it make? Because another thing you'll notice is that as you do these types of exercises, you'll start to notice yourself receiving different results in the everyday world around you. So I look forward to hearing your thoughts on that as well, and some of your experiences, things that happen for you. So that's the first part. The second part of this Hot Tip Tuesday for today is, again, all about, I was just noticing something over on the side there. I just had to have a quick look. But is really, the space that we're in this world right now. This is a really magical week. This is a beautiful week for all of us. It's a very auspicious time in a lot of pagan, ancient religions and traditions and ways of belief looking at the world, Halloween marks quite a few things. One, just to name one, is that this is a very particular and auspicious time for the thinning of the veils. So the realms of the spirit realm and the everyday realm, and the boundaries and the lines between them have long thought to be at their thinnest. And that's a really beautiful time, because what it means is that there's a lot of opportunities for you when and if you do energy work, self-development, any, magical healing, really special ceremonies to mark the time. Another thing about this time of year is that traditionally also with that thinning of the veils, it's been thought of as a magical and incredible time in which to honor your ancestors, those who came before you, where you may have been in your own life, where people were in your family, your ancestral line, your lineage, and really marking and honoring what has come before. Because it's all for a purpose, it's all been for a reason. And even if things have felt difficult or upsetting at times, there is always something there, love that threads throughout. There's always something there that you can take with you as a learning point and also as a special memory for you. Because everything we go through in life, it helps us to grow. For instance, I often, over the years, people have asked me, "Oh, Krista, do you have any regrets, or is there anything you would ever change?" My answer is always the same: no, I would not change anything, and I don't regret anything. I have no regrets. What I have are perhaps things where I've learned about myself, or I've learned how to pick better situations, things that are more aligned to me and feel better for me in my body and for my life. But I definitely do not have any regrets, and there's nothing I would ever do differently, because it's all formed and shaped who I am. And, that's something about that I hope may help for you as well to think about and consider during this time of year. There's another thing that, so when we think about ancestors and so on, if there has been any difficulty, if there have been there's been any pain, any trauma, sometimes it can feel difficult to think about, well, why would I honor that? Why would I want to commemorate or think fondly on, maybe people who hurt me, or things I went through that were really difficult? You may have thoughts like that. And, while we never need to forget, there does come a point where you can allow yourself to appreciate how it helped you to grow. What did you take from that situation? How has it shaped you as you've moved through it and you've healed? What are some of the positives that maybe came from it? Maybe you chose to leave certain people in certain situations and it allowed you to meet others who better fit you. And maybe you've had some incredible life-changing opportunities that have come from that. So, this is a really gorgeous and amazing time of year. Sorry, I still got a cough. For appreciating the time of year and the thinning of the veils and the opportunities for the work you may want to do at this time. With all of that, it's also a gorgeous and important and beautiful space to be in when we think about, and you can think about and really reflect on where you've been in your life so far, who has come before you, and how have these things shaped you, how have they shaped your family, and what are the opportunities there that have come for you. And if there are things that have felt difficult or upsetting, you can look at and you can take this opportunity to decide for yourself that you're not going to carry those things anymore, that you will not allow any pain, trauma, difficulties, whether you experience them personally or whether it's something that's been handed down in your family and you've heard about. You can decide for yourself whether you're going to continue to let those things affect you. and let them affect you in a way that doesn't benefit you and or doesn't feel good for you and your life. So there's a lot of opportunities there, and I encourage you to do a little ceremony. This is a quick tip for you if you'd like. And Halloween, again, is a really beautiful time to do it. Traditionally, in the Celtic tradition, you do it, before you go to bed. So starting in the nighttime hours up into midnight. And just one quick thing you can do, if you'd like, is to make a list and just start writing down all the things that come to you when you think about this, when you think about where you've been in your lifetime so far, all the experiences you've had, the things you've gone through, the things that have helped you to grow, whether they've been difficult or joyful. You can also put on your list things that have come through in your family, your ancestral lineage, your country's history, your culture. Maybe some things, for instance, World War II, World War One, maybe more recent conflicts like Vietnam War or Iraq War, conflict, I suppose they call it. But you can think about those things as well if they've touched your life, and if this is something that has affected your family in any way. And you can write all of those things down, and then what you do is you go before the moon, so you can either face a window or go outside. And obviously make sure you have fire and health safety with all of this. With your list and with your intent and with your energy and your focus, facing the moon, what you do is you close your eyes. You can hold up the list to the moon if you want, or just, be focusing and thinking about it. And you can say to the moon, I thank you. And also to source and spirit, you can, in creator, you can say, thank you. Thank you for what these lessons have provided. Thank you for the opportunity for growth and healing. Thank you for this time and of remembering all who are with me and all who have come before me, everywhere I have been. And then, if you'd like, you can take a further step, and as you hold this list and you're facing the moon, and again, this is where fire and health safety comes in, you can take a lighter or a match, whatever you have available, and you light the list, so your paper list, and you light it with whatever you have to hand. And then as you do that, allow yourself to focus on and think about that as it's burning and the smoke is going out the window. Make sure, again, fire and safety is all, health and safety is all adhered to. And as you focus on the flames and the smoke burning the list away, you give all of that, and you commemorate and you give thanks for the growth and the beauty and the healing that has come from it for you, for your family, with everything you've listed down. And you give all of that to the universe. You give it to Mother Moon, Sister Moon, I tend to call it, for healing, to God, Source, Creator, whatever name you choose, for healing and for letting go and commemorating as you do that, and honoring what these things have been able to help you with in your life, how you've moved through them and how others have moved through them also. So I encourage you to, if you'd like, to take these opportunities for health, love, healing, commemorating, honoring during this time, during this week. Next week's Top Tip Tuesday will be the next step in all of that. I will touch on it. And so now that you have this commemoration and you let things go, how and what do you bring in? Because that is an incredible opportunity as well. All right, I'm sending each of you so much love. I hope you've enjoyed this. Do let me know any of your comments and thoughts. I'm really grateful and excited to hear from you. It's an honor. I'm sending you so much love, everyone.